वेलकम टू Amazon Academy. आई एम विपुल मेहता. हाउ आर यू गाइस? कैसे हैं सब लोग? सो दिस वाज वन ऑफ द लेक्चर्स व्हिच गॉट कैंसल्ड एंड हाई GM, hi NG, hi TP, and the idea was to make sure that this lecture happens again. And equilibrium 2 is like ionic equilibrium. Okay, so without further ado, we are going to study the ionic equilibrium today. Okay, so let's start. People who don't know me, I'm Vipul Mehta, BTech IIT Bombay. If you have Physical Chemistry by Wiley Publication, hi Omkar, good afternoon. I'm the author of that book, and these are the things which we are going to cover today. Finally, sir, I told you I'm going to cover this lecture. Okay, so let's start. Let's start the day. I'll give you a lot of questions at the end of the class. Make sure that all of you pay full attention to all the concepts being taught. Okay, the notes MA you will find basically in the recording section. You will find the content which is related to this lecture. Okay, so you will find the notes there, don't worry, you will find a PDF of this. Let's start. Okay, starting with autoprotolysis of water. So basically, if I take water, according to Arrhenius theory, water can give H plus and water can give OH minus. So according to Arrhenius theory, H plus since is donated from water, I can say water is an acid. Similarly, OH minus is given by water, so again it's a base, right? So according to Arrhenius, water can act as an acid as well as a base. Hi Sagar. So if I take chemical equilibrium that at T equal to 0 concentration is C00, can I say at T equal to T equilibrium the concentration will be C1 minus alpha, C alpha, C alpha? Now since water is a weak electrolyte, can I say that alpha is much less than 1? Yes or no? So if alpha is less than 1 or much less than 1, can I say C into 1 minus alpha is approximately C? Or can I say that the concentration of water is constant? Yes or no? Now if the concentration of water is constant, if I write the equilibrium constant of this equation, that let's say that is Kd or dissociation constant, okay, that will be H plus into OH minus upon water concentration. Now since H2O is constant, I multiply this here, so I can say Kd into H2O is constant. So can I say that Kd into H2O, which is constant, is nothing but Kw, which is ionic product of water, and that is nothing but H plus into OH minus? Yes or no? Is this clear to all of you? Is this clear to all of you? Yes or no? Any doubts? Perfect. So if I take log on both the sides, I will have log Kw is equal to log of H plus log of OH minus. And if I multiply both of them by minus sign, so I will get minus log of Kw is minus log of OH H plus minus log of OH minus. What is minus log Kw? Pkw. What is minus log H plus? Ph. What is minus log OH minus? POH. So can I say Ph is equal to POH? Pkw is equal to Ph plus POH, yes or no? At 25 degrees Celsius, Kw is 10 to the power of minus 14. So I can say at 25 degrees Celsius, 14 is equal to Ph plus POH. Now what does this mean? At 25 degrees Celsius, if H plus is equal to OH minus, I can say both of them will be 10 to the power of minus 7. So pH will be 7, yes or no? So if pH will be 7, I can say solution is neutral. But if I say that H plus is greater than OH minus in concentration, let's write concentration, can I say pH has to be less than 7? So any acidic solution, the pH has to be less than 7. Similarly, any basic solution where OH minus is greater than H plus, the pH has to be greater than 7. Because if they are equal, they are 7 plus 7, right? Are we clear? Any doubts till now? Good afternoon. Is this clear to all of you? Perfect. So now let me walk you through a question which was asked in JEE. This was the question which was asked in JEE. Calculate the value of Kd. Okay. provided density of water is 1 gram per ml. This was a question asked in JEE at 25 degrees Celsius. So Kd is H plus into OH minus upon water. It is dissociation constant of water. Now H plus into OH minus is Kw. At 25 degrees Celsius, what is the value of Kw? 10 to the power of minus 14. Now density of water is 1 gram per ml. So if it is 1 gram present in 1 ml, I can say 1 by 18 moles, because 1 gram is 1 by 18 moles of H2O and 1 ml is 1 by 1000 liters. So can I say that the concentration of H2O is 1000 by 18 or 55.56 molar? So I'll just substitute it here, 1000 by 18. So I get the value of Kd as this. So this was one JEE question. I hope it is clear to everyone now. This might be one of the questions which might be asked again. So pay full attention to this. Okay. Now second question was, if I take this equation, H2O gives H plus OH minus, obviously you need to supply heat. So basically delta H is positive. Now according to Le-Chatelier principle, if I increase the temperature, where will the reaction go? The reaction will go in the direction where the temperature is less. Where the temperature is less, where heat is not returned. So the reaction will go in the forward direction. Now if it will go in the forward direction, the H plus value will increase. Also the OH minus value will increase. So H plus concentration increases, OH minus concentration increases. So if I ask you what is pH, what is pH? pH is minus log of H plus. So if H plus increases, can I say that pH decreases? Similarly, if OH minus increases, can I say POH decreases if OH minus increases? Yes or no? So can I say pKw, which is pH plus POH, it also decreases as temperature increases? Yes or no? Since pKw is pH plus POH. So on increasing the temperature, the value of pKw will also decrease, or Kw will increase. Are we clear about this, all of you? AN, MA, MD, NG, RA. Is it clear to all of you? Perfect. Shall we proceed, guys? Proceed on to the next concept. Perfect. Now if I am giving you the pH calculation for a monobasic acid, see, once you have the answer for acid, you can always find the answer for base. So that's the reason I'm doing everything for acid. Why? Because if I know the answer for acid, I want to find the answer for base, just replace H plus by OH minus and just replace Ka by Kb. I'll tell you how. For example, first case, you are given a strong acid whose concentration C is given to you. So if it is a strong acid, alpha is equal to 1. So if I write the equilibrium, T equal to 0, this is C0, 0, and T equal to T equilibrium, this will be 0 Cc because alpha is 1. So if I ask you what is the concentration of H plus, concentration of H plus is C. So if I ask you what is pH, pH is minus log of H plus. So that will be minus log of C. Yes or no? So this is the answer for strong acid. Suppose I want to find the answer for strong base. What I have to do? Replace H by OH. Replace nothing else. So POH is minus log C. So if I ask you what is pH, pH plus POH is equal to 14. So can I say that pH is equal to 14 minus POH, or can I say it is nothing but 14 plus log C? Hi YM, welcome. So what I want to say is, if you know the answer for any acid, just remember this, that the similar base can be calculated just by replacing H plus by OH minus and Ka by Kb. Is this clear to all of you? Hi Yasmant. Yeah, it is free NG. Is this clear to all of you? Shall we proceed? Guys, shall we proceed? Perfect. If I give you a weak acid and I give you this, so basically these values are given. So you are given concentration C and you are given Ka. Okay. So if I write at T equal to 0, concentration is C0, 0. At T equal to T equilibrium, this will be C1 minus alpha, C alpha, C alpha. Now since it is weak acid, I can say alpha is much less than 1. So can I say C1 minus alpha is approximately equal to C? So if I write what is Ka, Ka of the acid is into A minus upon Ha. What is the value of H plus C alpha? A minus is C alpha and this is C. So can I say that Ka is equal to C alpha square? Or can I say that alpha is equal to root of Ka by C? This is what I have written. If I ask you what is the value of H plus is C into alpha, you can see here. But you don't know the value of alpha because you are only given C and K, and I substitute alpha from here. So can I say H plus is under root of K into C? If I take log on both the sides, I can say log of H plus is half log of K plus log of C. I multiply all these sides by minus. So minus log H plus is pH, minus log K is pKa, and minus log C. So this is the pH for a weak acid. So if, for example, if I give you a simultaneous, similarly if I give you a weak base, can you tell me the answer for this? What will be the answer for a weak base? Instead of pH, I will write POH. Instead of Ka, I will write Kb. Yes or no? And once I get POH, I ask you what is the value of pH? pH will be 14 minus POH at 25 degrees Celsius. Is this clear to all of you? Hi, welcome AN. Is this clear to all of you, guys? This is actually a revision class, okay? If you want to study this chapter in detail, you can follow the micro classes, okay? Okay. Now, there is a special case. Now, what do I mean by special case? Special case is when the concentration is much less than 10 to the power of minus 6, okay? So 10 to the power of minus 6, if the concentration of any acid is less than this, then this is danger zone. If you are given danger zone, then you have to always consider contribution from water. I'll just give you an example. If I take HCl as 10 to the power of minus 8 molar, I know HCl is a strong acid. If it is strong acid, alpha is equal to 1. So if I write the equilibrium, HCl gives H plus plus Cl minus. At t equal to 0, this is 10 to the power of minus 8, 0, 0. This will be 0, 10 to the power of minus 8, 10 to the power of minus 8. So I get H plus is 10 to the power of minus 8. So can I say pH is 8? Now I know it is an acid. So pH has to be less than 7. Yes, pH has to be less than 7. But pH is greater than 7. So can I say that since pH is greater than 7, this is incorrect? Yes or no? So this is your incorrect answer. So basically in this case, I have to assume concentration of H plus from water as well. Hi AN. So if I say this is HCl 10 to the power of minus 8, 0, 0, 0, 10 to the power of minus 8, 10 to the power of minus 8. If I take, let's say H plus from H2O is X, so OH minus will also be X. Now using simultaneous equilibrium, H plus is a common ion between both of them. So I have to equate. So this will be 10 to the power of minus 8 plus X, and this will be X plus 10 to the power of minus 8. So if I write Kw as H plus into OH minus, which is nothing but 10 to the power of minus 14, I can say this is nothing but X plus 10 to the power of minus 8 into X is 10 to the power of minus 14. On solving this, I will get a quadratic. I will get the value of X as this. Now you don't need to solve it. I'm just showing what you will get. So if I take the value of H plus now, H plus is 10 to the power of minus 8 plus X. So it is 10.5 plus 10 to the power of minus 8 into 10 to the power of minus 8. So if I take pH, it will be 8 minus log of 10.5. Now log of 10 is 1. So log of 10.5 will be just greater than 1. So 8 minus something which is just greater than 1 will be just less than 7. So I can say pH is 6.97. But in the exam, I don't need to calculate it. I'll tell you why. If it is a danger zone, what do you mean by danger zone? Concentration is less than equal to 10 to the power of minus 6, right? It is danger zone. If you have an acid, pH will be just less than 7. And if you have a base, pH will be just greater than 7. You only need to remember this thing. I'll explain it to you why it will be helpful. I'm repeating again. If you are given a single acid and the concentration is in the danger zone, what do you mean by danger zone? The concentration is less than equal to 10 to the power of minus 6 molar. Then, if it is an acid, the concentration will be just less than 7. If it is a base, the concentration will be just greater than 7. Is it clear to all of you? Everyone will remember this fact. I have derived it also, but I will explain it to you why this trick is important. All ready? Shall I show you the trick? Let's say this is the question. Calculate the pH of 10 to the power of minus 9 molar. So can I say this is danger zone? Yes. Now it is a base. So the pH will be just greater than 7. So this cannot be the answer, this cannot be the answer, this cannot be the answer. Answer is D. Got my point? So you don't need to solve anything. You can just look at the option and tell me the answer. Are we clear? Guys? See, the JEE guys are not stupid enough to make you calculate, quadratic equations. They are intelligent enough to understand that this is a chemistry subject, not math. They will ask you the question related to math in math. But they can still ask you the concepts, right? Perfect. Shall we proceed? Suppose I give you polyprotic acid. So if I give you a weak polyprotic acid, for example, H3PO4, concentration 0.1 molar is given to you. You are given the value of Ka1, you are given the value of Ka2, you are given the value of Ka3, such that Ka1 much greater than Ka2, much greater than Ka3. So if I write the equilibrium, H3PO4 gives H plus H2PO4 minus, H2PO4 minus gives H plus HPO42 minus, and HPO42 minus gives H plus PO43 minus. I will write 0.100, 0.1 minus x, x minus y, y minus z. Now, hi Daya. Hi. So if I say H plus, according to simultaneous equilibrium, it will be x plus y plus z. Similarly, if I take H2PO4 minus, according to simultaneous equilibrium, it will be x minus y. And if I take HPO42 minus, it will be y minus z. Now tell me one thing, the number of moles dissociated in the first equation is x, number of moles dissociated in the second equation is y, and number of moles dissociated in the third equation is z. So if Ka1 is much greater than Ka2, which is much greater than Ka3, can I say that the moles dissociated in the first step will be much greater than the moles dissociated in the second step? And they will be much greater than the moles dissociated in the third step. Yes or no? Hi Aro. Is this clear? Yes or no? Is this clear? Okay. So can I say, if this is true, can I say that x plus y plus z is approximately x, x minus y is approximately x, and y minus z is approximately y? Yes or no? So if I write Ka1, it is x plus y plus z into x minus y upon 0.1 minus x, which is nothing but x square upon 0.1 minus x. In this equation, yes, it is already done in Hindi. Yes, I know. This is only in English, that's the reason. English class was cancelled that day. So in this equation, can I say I can get the value of x? Because there is one equation, one variable. Okay. If I talk about the next equation, what is Ka2? Ka2 will be, tell me one thing, if I take what is the value of H plus, what will be the value of H plus? X plus y plus z. Can I say it is nothing but x? Yes or no? And pH is nothing but minus of log x. Now I can only get the value of x from this. So I don't need to even consider these two equations, because if I only take the first equation, what will be the answer? H3PO4 give H plus H2PO4 minus. I will say 0.1 minus x, x. So I can say K1 is x square upon 0.1 minus x. I am getting the same answer. Yes or no? So if you have to calculate the value of pH, then you just need to find the first step. So for a weak polyprotic acid, consider first step only for pH calculation. Is it clear to all of you? Is this clear? This is the only trick which you need to remember. I don't even need to look at these steps. Everyone? Is it simple? On the contrary, if you have a strong polyprotic acid, so if I say you have a strong polyprotic acid like this, H2SO4, I give you this equation, H2SO4 0.2 molar, I have written strong here, and in second step I have written Ka2S 10 to the power of minus 1. So I will write 0.200, strong means alpha is equal to 1, so this will be 0.2.2, then it will be 0.2 minus x, x, H plus is simultaneous, so it is x plus 0.2, x plus 0.2, similarly this is simultaneous, so this is 0.2 minus x, 0.2 minus x. Now if I write Ka2, which is 10 to the power of minus 1, that is x plus 0.2 into x upon 0.2 minus x. So there is one equation, one variable, you can get the value of x, but here I have to write h plus as x plus 10 to the power of minus 2, and I cannot neglect x. I have to solve the quadratic properly, and then pH will be minus log of h plus, so minus log x plus 10 to the power of minus 2. Is this clear to everyone? So here you cannot make any assumption, you genuinely have to solve it. Is it clear to everyone? Shall we proceed? No, they are not buffer, because in buffer there should be only one H plus difference Sj. Shall we proceed? Suppose you are given mixtures. So what do you mean by mixtures? You are mixing two things. So for example, if I have a mixture of a strong acid plus a second strong acid, so two strong acids. So for example, I have given HA1, molarity M1, volume V1, HA2, molarity M2, volume V2. So if I am mixing both of them, let's write the moles. So HA1 at T equal to 0 will have M1 V1 0 0, and at T equal to T equilibrium this will be 0 M1 V1 M1 V1. Similarly, this will be M2 V2 0 0, and this will be 0 M2 V2 M2 V2. Now according to simultaneous equilibrium, the moles will be M1 V1 plus M2 V2, M1 V1 plus M2 V2. If I ask you what is the H plus concentration, what is the H plus concentration? This will be total moles upon total volume. So what is total moles? M1 V1 plus M2 V2. What is total volume? V1 plus V2. You know the value of M1, V1, M2, V2. So basically you know the value of H plus. Once you know the value of H plus, what is pH? pH is minus log of H plus. Simple. Is it clear to all of you? Yes or no? Shall we proceed? Suppose I give you a strong acid and a weak acid. Now this is a very good case. Let's understand with an example. This was the question which came in JEE once. I think JEE Advanced. Okay, try and understand the question. Beautiful question. HCl and CH3COH 0.1 molar 2 liter, 0.1 molar 2 liter are mixed, and find the pH. This was a simple question. You were given the K value of this. So one way is to solve like this, then write common ion and then solve. Another way is to simply understand one thing. This is the strong acid mixed with the weak acid. So if I write strong acid, the moles are 0.1 into 2, 0, 0 at T equal to 0. At T equal to T equilibrium, this will be 0, 0.2, 0.2. Similarly, at T equal to 0, this will be 0.200 because 0.1 into 2. This will be 0.21 minus alpha, 0.2 alpha, 0.2 alpha. Now this is H plus is simultaneous. So basically I can write this as 0.2. Which second step? Weak electrolyte. 0.200 yani C00 KK, C1 minus alpha, C alpha, C alpha. Now according to simultaneous equilibrium, H plus will be 0.2 plus 0.2 alpha. Now KK, tell me one thing KK, what is common ion effect? What is common ion effect? If you have a strong electrolyte plus a weak electrolyte sharing a common ion, concentration of common ion can be assumed from the strong electrolyte only? Yes or no? So if I have HCl, which is a strong electrolyte, and I have CH3COH, which is a weak electrolyte, and they share a common ion, can I say that H plus can be assumed only to come from the first point 2? I can neglect this, yes or no, due to common ion effect? Yes or no? So this is H plus. If I ask you what is the concentration of H plus, so 0.2 is the moles. This is volume V1, this is volume V2. So volume has to be V1 plus V2. So can I say it is 0.1 by 2? So can I say pH is nothing but 1.30? Now you can find the value of pH. Is it not a great question? Because ideally you don't have to write these. As soon as I see a strong acid and a weak acid, I can say use or neglect the weak component due to common ion effect. Simple. But only, yes, take into account the volume. This volume will be important because that is volume of the mixture. But the concentration of the common ion has to be neglected from the weak acid or the weak electrolyte. Are we clear about this? All of you? RA, SJ, KK. Is this simple enough for all of you to understand? Shall we proceed? Okay, moving on. If you are given two weak acids, let's say weak acid 1, Ka1C1, Ka2C2. So basically if you have a mixture of two weak acids, the concentration of H plus is under root of Ka1C1 plus Ka2C2. Okay, now this is something which is under the assumption that the volume of the mixture is basically same throughout, or volume is same throughout. So I have done the derivation, but you don't need to remember this derivation. Hello Ankur. So if you are given the mixture of two weak acids, just remember H plus is under root of K1C1 plus K2C2. So similarly, if I ask you, tell me the answer of this question. If I give you weak base 1 plus weak base 2, the concentration, so this is Kb1 and C1 and this is Kb2C2. Can you tell me what will be the answer in this case if these two are mixed together, assuming the volume to be constant? What will be the answer, guys? What will be the answer in this question? Instead of H plus, I will write OH minus, and instead of Ka, I will write Kb. So this will be Kb1C1 plus Kb2C2. Simple enough. So these are some questions which I have done the derivation for. In case you want to study this in detail, you can also refer to the micro courses. But so basically till now what we have done is single acid, polyprotic, and now mixtures. Moving on to the next thing is salt hydrolysis. So basically what is hydrolysis? Hydrolysis is reverse of neutralization. What is neutralization? Acid plus base gives salt plus water. So what is reverse of this? Salt plus water gives acid plus base. Okay. So tell me one thing. There are three possible cases. First, if you have a cationic hydrolysis. So if you have a cationic hydrolysis, this is the cation and this is water. Tell me, with respect to water, A plus is electron deficient or is it electron rich? With respect to water, A plus is electron deficient or electron rich? Please focus here. Tell me the answer to this. With respect to water, A plus is electron deficient or electron rich? Yes, tell me. RA, Omkar, SJ, KK. It is not electron deficient. It is electron. According to RA, it is electron rich. Positive. Positive means it is electron deficient. If it is electron deficient, it is Lewis acid. So a simple trick, if it is Lewis acid, it will give H plus. This is the trick which you need to remember in all the hydrolysis. You are left with OH minus, you will have OH minus. So basically, if you have H plus, can I say that the solution will be acidic and the pH in this case has to be less than 7? Similarly, if I give you anionic hydrolysis, let's say B minus plus H2O. So can I say B minus with respect to H2O? Is it electron rich or electron deficient? Tell me. B minus with respect to water, is it electron rich or electron deficient? B minus with respect to water, is it electron? It is electron rich. If it is electron rich, I can say it is Lewis base. If it is a base, it will give OH minus. This is the trick. You are left with H plus, so you are going to get BH. Now, if it is giving you OH minus, so the pH will be greater than 7 and the solution will be basic in nature. If I add both of them, so I will get A plus plus B minus plus 2 water and 1 water will be formed here. So the next answer will be A plus B minus plus water gives AOH plus BOH plus BH. Now this is cationic plus anionic hydrolysis. So in this case, what I can say that the solution can be acidic or it can be basic depending on basically AOH or BH, whichever is stronger. So I cannot comment whether the solution will be acidic or basic. Now there are a lot of derivations of these which I have done in the micro classes. You don't need to remember any of those derivations as far as JEE mains is concerned. What you need to remember is this table. Remember this table only. So I'll give you now, simply look at what I am doing carefully. Okay. Can you see this salt? This is KH and this is pH. I'm writing all these single salts, SASB, SAWB, salt of weak acid strong base and weak acid weak base. Yes or no? These are the 4 salts possible. Strong acid strong base, there is nothing weak. Strong acid weak base, nothing weak. Strong acid weak base is weak. Underline all the ones which are weak. So this is weak, this is weak, this is weak, this is weak. Yes or no? So KH is KW upon the weak component. So for example, here if I say what is KW, KH is KW upon weak component is KB. What is weak component here? Weak acid. So KH will be KW upon KA. See? Here what are the weak components? Weak acid and weak base. So KH will be KW upon KA and KB both. Divide by weak. Yes, that's what I am saying. Is this clear to all of you? For strong acid strong base, KH is not defined because there is no weak. So this doesn't make sense. If I talk about pH, for strong acid strong base, pH is pKw by 2 or 7, or it is independent of concentration because it is nothing but a neutral solution. In this case, can you tell me what is the strong component? Now for writing the pH, just look at the strong component. What is the strong component? Acid. What is the strong component? Base. If the strong component is acid, I know that the pH in this case has to be greater than 7. Yes or no? Sorry, less than 7. Because the strong component is acid. So just check, this is half pKw minus pKb minus log C. Why? Because pKw is 14. 14 by 2 is 7. So this is 7 minus something. So it is less than 7. Similarly, the strong component here is base. So the pH has to be greater than 7. So it is half pKw, which is 14 by 2, which is 7. 7 plus pKa plus log C, because it will be 7 plus something. Is this clear to all of you, this and this? So basically, the contribution of water is half pKw. The contribution of weak acid is plus pKa plus log C. The contribution of weak base is minus pKb minus log C. In this case, you have weak acid and weak base. So if I ask you what is the answer, I will say due to water you will be having half pKw plus contribution of weak acid is plus pKa plus log C. Contribution of weak base is minus pKb minus log C. Can I say the answer will be nothing but this? So if I know the second and third answer, I know the fourth answer. Yes or no? Is it clear to all of you? Is it clear to all of you? Yes or no? Now, there can be a salt of polyprotic acid which might be given to you. For example, Na3PO4 concentration C, Na2HPO4 concentration C, NaH2PO4 concentration C, and you might be given the value of K1, K2, K3 of H3PO4 such that K1 much greater than K2 much greater than K3. So in this case, what will hydrolyze? PO4 3 minus, because Na plus will not hydrolyze. In this case, HPO4 2 minus will hydrolyze. And in this case, H2PO4 minus is hydrolyzed because Na is not going to be hydrolyzed because Na is cation of strong acid, strong base, cation of strong base. If the first case I take PO4 3 minus, basically it is nothing but a strong base weak acid. So basically, what is strong base weak acid? This will be your answer. So the answer will be half pKw. Instead of Ka, you are having Ka3, only this difference plus log C. Check and tell me, is it not the same answer? This is nothing but weak acid, strong base type. But instead of Ka1, you will have Ka3. Is it clear to all of you? The other two, HPO4 2 minus and HPO4 or H2PO4 minus. Can it accept a H plus? Yes. Can it give H plus? Yes. Can it accept H plus? Yes. Can it give H plus? Yes. So basically, if something can give H plus as well as accept H plus, can I say according to Bronsted-Lowry concept, it can act as an acid as well as a base? Yes or no? Yes or no? So can I say HPO4 2 minus and H2PO4 minus is amphiprotic or amphoteric because it can accept H plus as well as give H plus. So it can act as an acid as well as a base. Yes or no? Now I will tell you a trick. So if you want to see how the derivation is done, you can refer to the micro class. What is the trick? Just write amphoteric ion. So for example, if I take HPO4 2 minus, where is HPO4 2 minus? This equation, this equation. Yes or no? What is the Ka of this equation? Ka2. What is the Ka of this equation? Ka3. So basically this is Ka3, this is Ka2. So pH will be half pK2 plus pK3, half pK2 plus pK3, just the average of pKs. Similarly, if I ask you H2PO4 minus amphoteric, yes, in these equations, where is H2PO4 minus present? This equation and this equation. What is the answer? This is K1, this is K2. Can you tell me the hydrolysis answer? What will be the pH in this case? Half pK1 plus pK2. Take average of pKa in amphoteric. Yes, SJ. Perfectly fine. So for salt hydrolysis, you will not be asked any derivations. You should be remembering this table only. Yes, for JEE Advanced, they might ask you derivations. For that, you can refer to the micro course. And we will also have some classes for JEE Advanced, so don't worry about that. Is this clear to all of you? Any doubts so far? Shall we proceed? Shall we proceed, guys? Perfect. No, you will see if it is a weak acid Ka, you will be given the value of Ka or Kb. If it is a strong thing, you will never be given the value of Ka or Kb. Okay? So you don't need to remember what is strong and what is weak. You will have an idea. Now, buffer solutions. So what I'm doing is I'm dividing the whole concept of buffer into multiple parts. First is identify where the buffer is formed. Identification of buffer. So most of the times people know the formula of buffer, but they don't know whether the buffer is formed or not. So how do you identify? If you are given a weak acid plus a strong base and they are mixed together such that the molarity here is M1 V1, molarity here is M2, volume is V2. So what are the three cases possible? The moles of strong base can be greater than weak acid, or they can be equal, or the strong base can be less than weak acid. Yes or no? In the first case, what will you be left with? Strong base, weak acid plus strong base. Anything or any salt with a strong base or a strong acid is as good as a strong base. So can I say this? In this case, it is as good as a strong base. What is the concentration C of the strong base? M2V2. This is limiting reagent. So M2V2 minus M1V1 upon V1 plus V2, because that is the total volume. Yes or no? Now the question in this case is pretty similar. If a strong base with concentration C is given to you, pH is 14 plus log C. You can get the answer in this case, yes or no. If both are equal, then I can say you are only left with a salt. The concentration of that salt is either M1V1 or M2V2 upon V1 plus V2. So you know the concentration of that salt. We just did hydrolysis. Can you tell me what will be the answer to this strong base weak acid? pH will be that of salt hydrolysis, so half pKw plus pKa plus log C. So this answer is also now clear to all of you. Yes or no? The third case, weak acid is basically greater than strong base. So finally you will be left with some weak acid and you will be left with the salt of weak acid with strong base, or basically its conjugate. So can I say that since this is the limiting reagent in the third case, this will be M2V2 because this is limiting reagent, and the weak acid will be left on M1V1 minus M2V2. So a weak acid with a salt of weak acid strong base is known as acidic buffer. Now what is pH of an acidic buffer? According to Anderson's equation, pKa plus log of salt, this is salt which is weak acid, plus base. What is salt upon acid? Is it okay? Is it clear to all of you? So for a buffer solution, if it is acidic buffer, pH is equal to pKa plus log of salt. What is salt? Weak acid strong base upon acid. What is acid? Weak acid. For a basic buffer, POH is equal to pKb plus log of salt upon base. I am not blocking anyone, don't pay heed to them. SJ, just concentrate here. Is it clear to all of you? So I don't think anyone has a problem in these equations. So first of all, identify. Similarly, if you are given a weak base and a strong acid, you will have three cases. What will be the other two cases? First, strong acid greater than weak base. So this is strong acid weak base plus strong acid, which is as good as a strong acid. Second case, both of them are equal. So you are left with hydrolysis. And the third case, strong acid less than weak base. So you will be getting weak base plus strong acid weak base. So this is basic buffer. Are we clear, guys? So do you understand now when a buffer is formed? When a weak acid plus strong base is mixed and the moles of weak acid is greater than the strong base. Or when a weak base and a strong acid is mixed and the moles of weak base is greater than that of strong base. Weak base is greater than that of strong acid. Are we clear, guys? So this is the Anderson's equation. Now how does a buffer work? So for example, if I give you a weak acid and its salt, so what will be the pH? pH is equal to pKa plus log of C2 by C1, salt by acid. Yes, there is a micro course. So let's say if I add case 1, I add a small amount of acid. What does buffer do? If you add a small amount of acid or if you add a small amount of base, the buffer will consume it. So if I add a small amount of H plus X, such that since it is small amount, X is much less than C1, much less than C2. If I add H plus, then I know that the pH will decrease, yes or no? Now this pKa is constant. So something should happen that this term should decrease, yes or no? Let's see. C2 X C1, this will react with H plus to give you C2 minus X. Now this X is much less than C1 or C2. So it is a limiting reagent. So you will be left with C2 minus X, 0 C1 plus X. Just check, this value is decreasing and this value is increasing. So can I say this overall value automatically is decreasing? Yes or no? Similarly, if you add base, the pH should increase. So something should happen that this value should also increase. So if I add a base will react with acid. So this will be C1X, C2, this will be C1 minus X, 0, C2 plus X. So this will be C2 plus X, C1 minus X. So can I say this term is automatically increasing? So this is how a buffer works. So first identify, then understand the mechanism. Are we clear about this? Yes or no? First is identify, second is see how it works. This is the mechanism. Shall we proceed to the next step? We will also do a lot of questions today, so you will understand this completely. Okay, don't worry about it. One thing which they will ask you is, what is buffer capacity? So buffer capacity is moles of strong acid or strong bases which are added upon change in pH of the buffer. So for example, if I add 2 moles of NaOH and the change in pH of the buffer is 0.1, so this will be 2 upon 0.1 or 20. So this is something which can be asked directly. For maximum buffer capacity, the moles of weak acid should be equal to moles of weak acid strong base, or moles of weak base should be equal to moles of weak base strong acid. So this is for an acidic buffer. And this is for a basic buffer. Is this clear to all of you? So next thing which we have to do is titrations. Now this is already covered. I will tell you how. Let's take the example of weak acid versus strong base. So this is the curve of weak acid versus strong base. Can you see this curve? This is the weak acid. Then there's the jump, strong base. Let's say this is zone 1, this is zone 2, and this is zone 3. Zone 3 is basically when weak acid is less than strong base. Zone 1, weak acid is greater than strong base, and zone 2 is when weak acid is equal to strong base. This jump indicates the equivalence point. That's a very small volume. Okay. Now tell me one thing. If zone 1 is weak acid greater than strong base, zone 2 is weak acid equal to strong base, zone 3 is weak acid less than strong base. Have we done this already? Can you just have a look here? This is zone 1. We know the answer. This is zone 2. We know the answer. This is zone 3. We know the answer. Yes or no? Is it not the same thing? So can you find the pH in all these zones? Zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. Tell me. That is the reason I was doing it comprehensively, so that you can simply understand this is nothing but the same thing. Is it clear to everyone? Yes or no? Perfect. Yes, I know we have done this before. That is the reason it is revision. So whenever you see a jump, that will be an equivalence point. Whenever you see an equivalence point, that will be basically hydrolysis, because there will only be a salt which is present. But I think this is clear to all of you now, guys. Yes or no? Okay. Shall we proceed? Okay. If you are given strong acid versus strong base, the endpoint range is 4 to 10. So you can use the indicator as phenolphthalein or methyl orange or methyl rend. If you are given strong acid versus weak base, the endpoint range is 4 to 7. So you can use either methyl red or methyl orange as an indicator. If you are given weak acid versus strong base, the endpoint range is 7 to 10. So endpoint range is 7 to 10. So you can only use phenolphthalein as the indicator. All these are something which are very simple. If you are given a weak acid versus weak base, will the titration happen? Will the titration happen if you have a weak acid and a weak base? No titration. Why? Because no indicator will show color change at endpoint, since the endpoint range is very small. Yes, SJ, you are correct. Shall we proceed, guys? Theory of indicators. See, all indicators, for example, HIN is an indicator. So all indicators will have an acidic part and a basic part, or unionized part and ionized part. Now this will have, let's say, color C1, and this will have color C2. So if it is an acidic indicator like HIN, just remember this is exactly same. pH is equal to pK indicator plus log of IN minus by HIN. This is exactly like acidic buffer. Just like. Yes or no? Because there it is pH is equal to pKa plus log of A minus upon HA. This is exactly the same. Yes or no? So if you know how to calculate for acidic buffer, the formula remains the same. So if I ask you about the pH range of the indicator, now if this ratio of IN minus by HIN is 1/10, then I can say this is in excess. If this is in excess, I will see color C1. So what will be the pH here? pH here will be pKin plus log of 1/10. So this will be pKin minus 1. Now if this ratio is 10/1, then I can say this is in excess. If this is in excess, I will see color C2. So I will be seeing pH is equal to pKin plus log of 10 upon 1, that is log of 10/1, that is 1. So I can say the pH range will be from pKin minus 1 to pKin plus 1. Is it clear to everyone? Yes or no? This might be asked in some questions. The next part is solubility and solubility product. So let's take solubility S for precipitate AX. Okay. So for example, PA, do you know one thing? I feel pity for guys like you. I don't know how many people are giving you bad wishes. And even if you are anonymous, you will have those bad wishes in your life. I don't think it's worth it, okay? Because that way it is going to make you suffer. I don't know in what way, but it will. So don't waste time of other people and don't take their bad wishes. Okay, you can continue doing whatever you are. Okay. So if you are given a precipitate AX, which gives you A plus and X minus, S is the solubility in mole per liter. So the S is the solubility in mole per liter. That is the maximum concentration of the ions. And if you increase the concentration of these ions, the solution will go in the backward direction. The equilibrium will go in the backward direction and the precipitation will occur. So what is S? S is the solubility in mole per liter, or the maximum concentration of the ions, A plus or X minus, in a supersaturated solution above which the precipitate is formed. So if I write the reaction quotient of this equation, it is A plus into X minus at any time t. This reaction quotient is known as ionic product. And if I write the equilibrium constant of this equation, it will be S into S, which will be nothing but KSP, or solubility product. So if ionic product is greater than KSP, or if Q is greater than K, the reaction will go in the backward direction. If the reaction will go in the backward direction, precipitate is formed. If both of them are equal, the precipitate will just be about to form because it is at equilibrium right now. And if IP is less than KSP, then no precipitate form because the reaction is going to go in the forward direction. Any doubts till now? SB, yes. What is your doubt, SB? What is the no about SB? This is not a Hindi class, CH. This is an English class only. There was a Hindi class about this before. You can see the lecture, it is already recorded now. Okay. Yes, SB, any doubt? Simultaneous equilibrium? About what? What simultaneous equilibrium? There is no simultaneous equilibrium here. Is it clear to all of you? So for example, if I give you a question like this, KSP of AgCl is given to you as 10 to the power of minus 10. If 0.1 molar 1 liter of AgNO3 is mixed with 0.1 molar 1 liter of NaCl, find if AgCl is precipitated. Okay. So in this case, if I write the KSP equation, AgCl gives Ag plus plus Cl minus, what is the reaction quotient Q or ionic product Ag plus into Cl minus at any time t not equal to T equilibrium. So now what is the value of Ag plus concentration? The moles of Ag plus will be 0.1. Ag plus, the moles are 0.1 into 1. What is the final volume? 1 plus 1. So 1 plus 1. So basically 0.1 into 1 by 2. If I ask you what is the concentration of chloride, it is 0.1 into 1. Volume is 1 plus 1. So this value comes out to be greater than Ksp, which is given to us. So if ionic product is greater than Ksp, the reaction will go in the backward direction and AgCl will be precipitated. The other questions which might be asked in this can be to calculate solubility S. So for example, if I ask you calculate solubility S of AgCl in water, you are given the value of Ksp. So you will write SS, Ksp is S into S, or S is equal to root of Ksp. Simple enough. This is pretty straightforward question. If I give you solubility with common ion, for example, find solubility S of AgCl in 0.1 molar NaCl, and you are given the Ksp of AgCl. So the first equation will be Ksp. AgCl gives Ag plus plus Cl minus. This is S, and NaCl 0.100, then 0.1.1. According to simultaneous equilibrium, this is a common ion. So this will be S plus 0.1, S plus 0.1. Due to common ion effect, I can say this S plus 0.1 is equal to 0.1 due to common ion effect, because NaCl is a strong electrolyte and this is a weak electrolyte. This is a strong electrolyte and this is a weak electrolyte. So I have written Ksp as S into S plus 0.1, which is nothing but S into 0.1, or I can get the value of S, because one equation, one variable. Now tell me one thing, if you have a common ion, high Rp, if you have a common ion, can I say I am increasing the value of this? So the reaction will go in the backward direction. So the value of solubility S will decrease. So can I say that due to common ion effect, the solubility S decreases? Yes or no? SR, for some chapters I would recommend that you also go through the micro course, because this is a revision thing, right? You need to have some depth. It is not your board class. Okay, there are a lot of students who are actually doing the crash course for a second time, and you can see that their depth has increased. You can ask a lot of kids here. So the idea of the crash course is to increase the depth. Doesn't mean that you don't have the idea of the chapter altogether. You need to have some idea of that chapter, because the speed at which I am teaching you is assuming that you know something about it and you have to revise it. It does not assume that you don't know anything about the chapter. Okay, SR? So if you, in case you don't know anything about the chapter, you have a lot of micro courses also. Look at those micro courses first. Okay. Suppose I give you a question of solubility with hydrolysis. So let's say solubility of CH3COAg is to be calculated. You are given Ksp and Ka. So if I write the first equation of CH3COAg, it will be CH3COAg gives SS. The value is Ksp. Second is CH3CO minus. Now this is a Lewis base with respect to water. If it is a Lewis base, you will get OH minus, like hydrolysis. So this will be S minus X, XX. If I ask you what is the value of KH, KH is KW upon Ka. And this will be X into X upon S minus X. This will be S minus X into X. Basically, you have two equations, two variables, you can get the value of S and X. Tell me one thing, more than understanding the value of S and X, in this case, I can see that because of hydrolysis, this concentration is decreasing because it is S minus X. According to Lee-Chatelier principle, the reaction will go in the forward direction. Yes or no? You can score, if you are at 0, I don't know what bit of knowledge you have, SR. See, understand, at the end of the class, I will be doing some previous year questions. If you are able to solve 50% of those, you are in a good shape. Okay? Is this clear to all of you? So if I am saying that the reaction is going in the forward direction, can I say that the solubility S will increase? Yes or no? So if you have solubility with common ion, solubility will decrease. If you have solubility with hydrolysis, solubility will increase. Is it clear to all of you? I can ask you a simple question on the basis of this very concept. Is this clear to all of you? Perfect. Suppose I give you a question of simultaneous solubility. Let's say you are given KSP of AgCl as X, KSP of AgBr as Y, and they are mixed together. So what will be the equation? S1, S1, this will be S2, S2, then this is a common ion, so this will be S1 plus S2, and this will be S1 plus S2. So if I say KSP of this, which is X, that will be S1 plus S2 into S1, and KSP of this, which is Y, will be S1 plus S2 into S2. If I add both of them, I will get under root of X plus Y is S1 plus S2. Yes or no? So I can say that S1 is S1. What is S1? S1 is X upon S1 plus S2. S1 plus S2 is under root of X plus Y. So can I say S1 is X upon under root of X plus Y, and S2 is Y upon under root of X plus Y? Yes or no? Since S1 is X upon S1 plus S2, and S1 plus S2 is root of X plus Y. Is this clear to all of you? Then there can be some questions like a complexation with solubility. For example, this question: calculate solubility S of AgCl in 0.01 molar ammonia. You are given complexation Kf of AgNH3 twice plus is 10 to the power of 6, that is formation constant of this complex, and KSP of AgCl is 10 to the power of minus 10. Now in this question, what do we do? First of all, I write this equation of KSP. So AgCl gives Ag plus Cl minus, so this is SS. What is the formation constant? Ag plus 2 ammonia gives AgNH3 twice plus, Kf is 10 to the power of 10. So I write S minus X. This is 0.01 minus 2x X. Now tell me one thing. This value of Kf 10 to the power of 10 is small or very large? This value of Kf is small or very large? Tell me. This value of Kf 10 to the power of 10. So it is 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. It's very large, right? Yes or no? Small. 10 to the power of 10 is small. SR, what is happening? It is very large, right? Yes or no? Now, since it is a large value, what is the value of Kf? Kf is concentration of this upon concentration of this upon concentration of this square. And how is it small? I don't know. I mean, is it something very difficult to understand that 10 to the power of 10 is a huge number? Is it very difficult to understand that 10 to the power of 10 is a huge number? So this value is very, very large, right? Thought? Okay. So I can say this is nothing but this upon this into this. So can I say that the denominator in this case will be tending towards 0? So what is the denominator? Concentration of Ag plus. So basically S minus X. This tend towards 0. So can I say S is equal to X? Similarly, this tend towards 0. So can I say X is 0.01 by 2? So can I say the value of solubility is simple, 0.005? Yes or no? So without doing any calculation, I can get the answer in this case. Yes or no? So these are a couple of things and the important things which I have now revised. Now all of you, please take your pen and paper out. I will ask you a couple of questions now. You have to tell me the answers with your name. Okay? All ready? Whenever you are ready, just write ready. We will start the questions. MU, first of all, sit in this class and answer these questions now and attend all the class from start. Okay, MU. Ready? You can easily get 99.5 percentile plus MU. you can go to Amazon Academy app. There are level wise difficulty questions. Solve the questions from level 1 and level 2. Okay. Okay. Ready? Guys, ready? Should we start? Should we start, guys? So these are all previous year JEE Mains question, but I am not giving you which year the question came in. Okay. Okay. Hi. Hi, DK. So your first question is this. Your time starts now. An aqueous solution of 0.1 molar H2S and 0.2 molar HCl is provided if equilibrium constant for the formation of HS minus from H2S is 1 into 10 to the power of minus 7 and S2 minus from HS minus is 1.2 into 10 to the power of minus 13, then the concentration of S2 minus is. Tell me your answer and your name. Tell me your answer and your name. Yes. Quickly think about this question. It's a good question. Not very difficult, very conceptual. Option B, Surya. So Surya is giving me the answer as option B. Okay. Dipanshu is saying that the option is B. Okay. Omkar is saying that the option is B. Okay. Yes, other people. Sarat is saying that the option is B. Is this clear to you? So now see, if I add both the equations, I can say that this is basically 1.2 into 10 to the power of minus 20. So this is like super weak. So if I say at t equal to 0, this is 0.1, 0, 0. If I say at t equal to t equilibrium, this is 0.1, 1 minus alpha, this is 0.1 into 2 alpha, and this is 0.1 alpha. This is approximately 0.1 because alpha will be much less than 1. And according to common ion, I can say this is plus 0.2 alpha and this is also plus 0.2. I can say H plus value according to common ion effect is just 0.2 due to common ion effect. So can I say, if I use this, 1.2 into 10 to the power of minus 20 is H plus square into S2 minus upon H2S. Now H2S is nothing but 0.1. What is H plus square? 0.2 square. If I solve this, S2 minus will be 3 into 10 to the power of minus 20. This is the right answer. Good job, guys. Good job. Dipanshu, Omkar, Surya, Sarat. Good job. Next question. All ready? Tell me the answer to this question. What is your answer? Zr3PO44. Yes, guys, tell me your answer to this question. What is your answer? Write your answer and your name. Yes, guys, answer and name. A, Dipanshu. Okay. Dipanshu is telling that the answer is A. Omkar is saying the answer is A. Aditya is saying the answer is A. Ankit is saying that the answer is A. This is solid. So this will be 3s. This will be 4s. So KSP is ZR4 cube for to the power of 4. So I can say KSP is 3s cube 4s to the power of 4. So I can say S is KSP upon 6912 to the power of 1 by 7. A for apple. Aditya, Ankit, Sarat, Surya, Omkar, Dipanshu. Good job, guys. Moving on to the next question. Tell me the answer of this question. Is this the question of ionic equilibrium in the very first place? Tell me the answer of this. This was a very clever question. I will tell you why. Just tell me the answer, then I will tell you the reason. Why was it a clever question? Write your answer and your name. Dipanshu is saying the answer is A. Omkar is saying that the answer is A. Aditya is saying the answer is C. Okay. See, this is 100 millimole. This is 14 millimole. So at the end of this, you will be left with 14 millimole of this and 28 millimole of this. So if I ask you, what is the weight of CaSO4? So weight of CaSO4, 14 millimoles, so 14 into 10 to the power of minus 3 moles into 136. This will come out to be 1.9 grams. Similarly, if I ask you what is the value of OH minus, the value of OH minus will be 28 upon 100 ml. So this value will come out to be 0.28 molar. Now the thing was, a lot of people left this question of mole concept just by looking at the value of KSP. So you have to understand, at times they give you questions just to scare you off. This is a simple mole concept question. I hope it is clear to all of you now. Aditya, I hope you got the mistake. Okay, shall we proceed? Can you solve this question for me? KSP of Ag2CO3 is 8 into 10 to the power of minus 12. The molar solubility of Ag2CO3 in 0.1 molar AgNO3 is. Okay, tell me the answer to this question. Yes, guys. Write your answer and your name. C. Dipanshu is saying C. Omkar is saying C. Aditya is saying C. So this is your precipitate. SB is saying C. Aditya, yes. So if I write this as 2S, I write this as S. Similarly, AgNO3 alpha is 1 because it is a soluble salt. All nitrates are soluble. So this is 0.1, 0, 0. This is 0, 0.1, 0.1. So I write this as 0.1. Sarat is saying the answer is C. Okay, Sarat, good job. So can I say that the concentration of Ag plus, which you have written as 2S plus 0.1, is nothing but 0.1 due to common ion effect? Also I can write Ksp of Ag2CO3 is Ag plus square into CO3 2 minus. So this value is 8 into 10 to the power of minus 12. This is 0.1 square into S. So can I say that the S is 8 into 10 to the power of minus 10? Yes, Sarath. Good job, guys. Good job. Good job. Let's move on to the next question. Okay. Solve this question for me now. Okay, this question you have to solve in 10 seconds. Your time starts now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time up. B. Dipanshu is saying the answer is B. Omkar is saying the answer is A. Aditya is saying D. So basically this is NaOH. Now this is of unknown strength. So unknown is always kept as an analyte, and HCl will be added on top. So first of all, pH will decrease as HCl added. So this cannot be the answer, right? Now whenever HCl added, there is only going to be one endpoint at which I can say equivalent of HCl will be equivalent of NaOH. They will be equal. So this cannot be correct because there are two jumps, so two endpoints. Now whenever you have an endpoint, basically you suddenly have a jump and then you go like this. It is not a gradual decrease, so this cannot be the case. So your answer will be A. So only Omkar is correct. All of you, rest of you, got the idea now what is the right answer? So see, they are not asking you to calculate the value of pH in all the cases, but this is a simple question and it is a less than 10-second question. Okay, Sarath, got it? Next question. Okay, the pH of a mixture consisting of 400 ml of H2SO4, 400 ml of this is this. Ionic product of water is temperature dependent. A monobasic acid with Ka is this. Degree of dissociation is 50%. Leach-Atelier principle is not applicable to common ion effect. The correct statement is. Okay, tell me the answer of this. Tell me the answer of this. Option B. See, the first answer is correct. You can simply say what is H plus and OH minus. So basically this is a strong acid and this is a strong base. So just calculate the moles of H plus and moles of OH minus. You will get the answer. The second option, I have already solved it today. It is dependent on temperature. As you increase the temperature, ionic product increases. Monobasic acid with Ka as this, pH is 5, degree of dissociation 50. This is again you can calculate pH as half pKa minus log C. You can calculate the value of this. The last is basically Lee-Chatterjee principle. No, it is applicable everywhere, right? It is applicable to common ion effect. So D is incorrect, A, B, C are correct, so the answer will be B for Bombay. So now see Ankit, this question was relatively straightforward. But what you need to understand is whenever you're doing these questions, don't be in a hurry. Just see all the options properly. Okay? Can you do this question for me? Guys? Can you do this question for me quickly? Yes, tell me the answer. Sarthak is saying that the answer is A. Okay. SBA is saying that the answer is A. Dipanshu is saying the answer is D. Sarat is saying that the answer is D. See, first of all, if only CdOH whole twice is present in water, then this will be S2S. So 4S cube will be KSP. So KSP will be 4 into 1.84 into 10 to the power of minus 5 because this is solubility given to you. This cube, right? Now, if they ask you in a buffer of pH is equal to this, tell me one thing. If I write it as like a buffer, CdOH twice gives Cd2 plus 2 OH minus. If the pH is 12, if the pH is given to me as 12, okay, can I say POH is 2? So can I say OH is 10 to the power of minus 2? So this value is 10 to the power of minus 2, and let's say this is solubility S dash. So S dash into 10 to the power of minus 2 square is equal to 4 into 1.84 into 10 to the power of minus 5 whole cube. It will be our same weightage SH. So S dash value is 2.49 into 10 to the power of minus 10 molar. Is this clear to all of you? So basically first you have to find the value of KSP. Now since temperature is not changing, KSP will be same. Then you know buffer solution. So pH you know. It's a good question. Good job Sarat. Good job Omkar. Good job Dipanshu. D is the right answer. Can you solve this question for me now? What is the pH in this case? What is the pH in this case? Yes, tell me the answer of this question. See, this is a salt of weak acid, weak base. Tell me the answer. So what is the pH of a salt of weak acid, weak base? Half pKw plus pKa minus pKb is equal to pH. So Omkar is saying A, Dipanshu is saying A. Let's check. 14 plus, what is pKa? So pKa of weak acid is 3.2. What is pKb? Minus 3.4. So this will be 6.9. Simple. Sarat, Omkar, Dipanshu, SH. Good job guys. Good job. This is your homework. Can you solve this question for me now? Find the pH of this solution. What is the molecular weight of acetic acid? This is CH3COH. So this is 24 plus 4, 28 and 32, 60. 5.52. Let's check. So for example, if I ask you what is moles of CH3COH, I will say it is 3 grams upon 60 moles. Yes or no? Now this is present in 250 ml, which is also present in 500 ml. So these are present in 500 ml. If I ask you 20 ml of this solution is taken, so in 20 ml how many of the moles are present? If I ask you moles of CH3COH, this will be 3 by 60 into 20 by 500. Yes or no? Yes or no? Is it correct? Okay. Similarly, I can find the moles of HCl. It is 250 into 0.1. These many millimoles. Now these many millimoles are present in 500 ml. So in 20 ml into 20 by 500. So this will be 1 millimole. This will come out to be 2.5 millimole. And what is the moles of NaOH? 2.5 millimole. Sorry, this will be 1.5. So this will come out to be 2. So basically what will happen, first of all HCl will react with NaOH. So this is 1, 2.5, this will be 0, this will be 1.5. Now this NaOH remaining will react with CH3COH, giving you CH3CONa plus H2O. So can I say this is 1.5, this will be 2, this will be 0, this will be 0, this will be 1, this will be 0.5, this will be 1.5. So finally I am left with this, which is a weak acid and the salt of weak acid, strong base. So can I say acidic buffer? So pH is pKa. What is pKa? Plus log of salt by this. So this is nothing but 0.4771. This is log 3. So the answer in this question will be 5.22. Yes or no? I can add this 7 plus 4 is 11. Approximately answer. Shall we proceed? Okay, this is your homework. This is again your homework, very simple question. This is also your homework. All these questions are now the same questions, so I don't think you need to worry too much. Okay, guys, before we go on to the next thing, just understand one more thing now. Now we did ionic equilibrium today. Okay, no worries, don't say sorry. Is it too difficult a chapter to understand? I will say no. The difficulty level is moderate. So where are you not getting the answers from? A, you are basically in a, at times when you see the question, you are scared unnecessarily. Second, lack of practice. So for lack of practice, now you have time before the third attempt as well as JEE Advanced. You have a lot of questions on Amazon Academy app level wise with solutions. So now you can start practicing. Third, whenever you see that there is some calculation, I don't know the reason why people get scared from these calculations. It's like a very straightforward thing, right? But I don't know the reason why people get scared by calculations. That's because maybe your morale is not so high. So work on a couple of things. Revise this lecture. There will be a DPP associated with it. Do that DPP. After that, there are a lot of questions on the Amazon Academy app with solutions. Do those questions now. Now is not the time to sulk. Okay. I hope all of you enjoyed the lecture, and the whole delusion that ionic equilibrium is like really difficult, I don't think it's true. And I think now all of you will be able to nail this chapter. Fair enough. We will be revising periodic properties, I think in the next class. That will be somewhere around 23-24. What I need you to do is, before that, please revise that chapter properly before you come to the class. Okay guys, stay safe and happy learning. I'll see you soon. Bye.
For detailed videos, daily practice problems and live chat, visit academy.amazon.in or download the app.